Morning to you all, and welcome to this PPMA broadcast, Mindful Broadcast. And it's great to see you again. It's a fantastic day here today. The sun is shining, and it's like a symphony of birdsong outside. It's absolutely glorious. And today I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by John Earls. John's been with us before and gave us an introduction into the concept and practice of mindful yoga, which was really fantastic. And we had a great response to John's session when he was here last, so I thought it would be a good thing to invite him back. And that's exactly what we've done. So it's delightful to be able to introduce you and have you back, John, and I look forward to seeing what you've got in store for us this morning. And so I'm just going to hand over to you and enjoy your practice, and I shall return just to say goodbye towards the end. So enjoy the session with John, and thanks again, John.
Yes, thanks, Lethan. And good morning to you all. Hope you're all okay today. It was a beautiful day, Monday and Tuesday, weather-wise. But say beautiful, I enjoyed the sun, so for me, I was very happy. And it looks like it's going to be the same today. So do hope that you enjoy the day and that you embrace every second that we have this weather while it's here. The practice today is a practice around an acronym called RAIN. So I've been doing more and more work with people in offices and in environments where I'm potentially not out and able to move around a lot. So this RAIN practice has been proven to be quite beneficial. So the idea with today's session is just bringing awareness into how distracting outside forces can be. You know, like when we're in the office and we're focused on lots of things that are going on, emails that are coming in, distractions like telephone calls and deadlines and those sorts of things, meetings with managers and teams, presentations, doing these sorts of things, that they all build up stresses in the day. And this RAIN practice can be one of those things that can be done throughout the day. You don't have to sit and do any formal meditation, but it can give you a lot of stress relief, a lot of relaxation, and can help you focus again back at work so that you can become more productive. We're going to mix that in with a nice exercise that I know works with RAIN, the Bidalasana position in yoga, and this is very good for releasing stress and tension throughout the lower back and the shoulders. So they're two areas that we know react when you get very stressed. You've got a big meeting coming up, often people are tense through their shoulders, so they're around the back a little bit like this, or you could be sitting in your chair or quite stiff because you're tense up there and it's pulling on the back. So we're going to do this Bidalasana stretch. But before we do it then, let's just take a few seconds to pause and get ready for our practice today. So it doesn't matter whether you're sitting, lying, standing, wherever you are, just take a second just to slow down. My eyes always go heavy when I do this, and I think the stress, of turning the computer on, getting prepared for an online event, makes you recognise when you do this stopping exercise, actually, there is quite a lot of tension and holding within me. And when you get that release of tension, it can make you just feel a little bit tired. It's not tiredness, it's just tension leaving you. This is how your body should be feeling normally. Just take 10 slow, deep breaths for me. Do nothing else. So as I was saying, this particular exercise is very useful for certain things. And public speaking, giving presentations, meetings with clients, and it's very, very good for, because what it does is it helps us to separate our reactions from the outside world. So if you've got a presentation that's that you're going to be doing shortly, you can feel the pressure of having to do that event. Maybe you can see people around you. You can, your emotions and your thoughts interact with your experience externally. This rain exercise really did get you into a calm space so that you're able to perform better in that situation. So let's do this rain then now. The R stands for recognize. So I just want you to, with your eyes open or closed, I'm going to do this exercise with my eyes open. I just want you to recognize how you're feeling today. Ask yourself that question, how am I feeling today? And you might say, well, I'm not sure how I'm feeling today, John. Well, you could feel like something here. And I can feel a little bit of this here. We've got some meetings coming up today, but this obviously, and then like 3 or 4 of the meetings back to back. So I can feel there's tension there. If I was to ask myself how I'm feeling, I'd say I'm feeling a little bit stressed. I can feel that. A tight feeling there. And this can be done standing up, sitting down, eyes open, eyes closed. So if you're just about to give a presentation or going into a meeting, stopping outside, taking your awareness into this R, recognize what the feeling is. How are you feeling? Can be done not in a formal meditation practice, but right before the event that you need to prepare for. The A is acceptance. Acceptance is a very big thing, big concept. But in this context, what we want to look to do is just notice how we feel, which we've done, then allow that feeling to be present. So we don't want to push it away. You don't want to go, oh, yeah, I feel stressed. I shouldn't be feeling stressed. I need to be all mindful and peaceful. No, I'm feeling stressed. I accept it. I'm feeling stressed. Okay. So try just for this next second to allow whatever feelings within you to be present. Try not to push it away. And often people who suffer from long-term stress, chronic stress, leading to things like anxiety, depression, burnout, are those people who push things away. The more we bury stuff, the more we don't deal with it, the more it will come out of us in ways: anxiety, depression, tension, irritable stomachs, leaving things like arthritis to burnout, high stress. The next letter is I. So the I is investigate. I'd like you to investigate how that feeling feels. I've said here, didn't I, my chest. So I would take my attention to that area and I would sort of explore it. Yeah, it feels a bit tight. Feels a bit heavy as well. It feels a bit like it's not just in my chest, it's also a bit in my tummy, and my tummy feels a bit like sore. So just spend the next 10, 15 seconds, just investigate the feeling. This rain exercise can be done, as I said, just before a meeting or presentation or something. And it can just take a few seconds. Doesn't have to. You don't have to sit for 5-10 minutes doing it, or stand 5-10 minutes. It can just be done over a minute or so. Quick check-in when you get used to how to do it. And the recent studies have shown doing this rain exercise before giving, let's say, a presentation, a speech, has lowered stress levels by at least 30%, and perceived performance, increased by 50%. So people felt like they gave a better performance, they were less stressed, they were able to deliver their message. So it really is one that works. Okay, last one then is N. The N stands for noticing. And this is noticing the feeling passing. I still feel that stress, you know. I still feel it there. But I do notice that it's changed. I do notice that the feelings that I had before have passed. And bringing an awareness to myself, my feelings have helped change it. So I just want you to use this last few seconds to notice how you've changed the feelings within you. And I remember someone on one of these courses said, well, I noticed that the feeling hasn't changed. Okay, well, that's your experience. If it hasn't changed, let it be, accept it. Notice that it hasn't changed. Because through acceptance, we reduce a thing called resistance, and resistance equals stress. So if we resist things, it means we're going to be stressed and unhappy. If we accept things, we are going to be less stressed and more happy. There's a direct correlation. Resistance equals suffering. So the more we can notice things, bring awareness to them, learn to investigate feelings without pushing them away, and ultimately accept them, the more stressful situations won't be stressful. Because let's always remember, we create our experience. We're the ones who create the stress. If we learn to accept our feelings, bring kindness and softness and a curiosity to ourselves, we will always feel lighter and happier and be able to perform better. Hope you enjoyed the rain. Let's get the body moving a little bit. Where are we time-wise? Good. A little bit of time to go. Okay, so if you can, I want you to find a space on your floor. We're going to do a floor-based exercise today. You might say, well, I prefer to stand up. I can't get down on my floor. I'm in my office. Well, I'll give you an alternative. But if you can, just jump onto all fours. Take yourself over onto all fours for me. So you got your knees and feet spread hip width apart, and your hands spread shoulder width apart. If you're standing up, you would do a similar type of thing where you would stand with your feet hip width apart and your arms by your side. But as I said, ideally you want to do this exercise on the floor, but I'll give you two options. Why on the floor? Because we're going to do a specific type of breathing level and a specific posture to relieve stress in the shoulders and then in the lower back. These two areas correlate to when you've got a very stressful meeting or a stressful situation coming up, because those two areas have been proven to hold more tension than other parts of the body. Okay, so just take yourself into whichever posture that you're in. Just take a few seconds to settle. Make 3 or 4 deep breaths in and out through your nose. Just get used to where you are, how it feels to be in this new shape. Okay, so those of us who are on the floor, we need to drop your belly like this, yeah? So you can see my pelvis is starting to push upwards towards the ceiling. There's a drop in my back. Belly has gone down towards the floor. My shoulders have stayed in place. So this is my spine neutral. Just move slightly so you get a better angle there. My spine's neutral there. See there's a drop and my pelvis is turned up. This is where I want you to position yourself now. Likewise, if you're standing and you're in this position, you need to turn your pelvis underneath slightly. So you're squeezing through your hips, you're tucking your pelvis under. You can feel now your stomach muscles starting to work, the lower back starts to engage. So that's your position here if you're standing. You're just tucking your pelvis under, squeezing here, and that will engage the lower back. Okay, so stay in this position here. We're going to breathe deeply in through your nose and try to expand your belly. Try to make your belly like a big balloon that you blow up. Keep your back in that position, don't move it. You want to really push your belly out. Let that back belly hang. One more, let the belly hang. And relax. Okay. Round the back now. So as I round that, look, I'm not going to push backwards. I'm going to try to push my shoulder blades apart, suck my belly in, and tuck my head under. And I'm not going to look to my hips. I'm going to keep my belly sucked under here. Same position applies up here. Pelvis is now not tucked under. We're now focusing on our shoulders. We're going to round the back and bring shoulders slightly forward. I want you to look at your navel. Okay, in this position, round your back, keep your belly sucked in. Take a deep breath in, try to expand your belly like a balloon in all directions. Lower back and shoulder stretch. Okay, relax, but keep in the same position. 3 more. 2. And 1. Relax the back. Okay, great. Now we're just going to add a little bit of movement into this. So as we breathe, I want to move. The idea here is still that you're doing this with the belly. Breathing in, trying to make the belly as big as possible, stretching it in all directions. So when we breathe in yoga, if I can get my belly into position, let's see if we can, there we go, see a bit better. Should be breathing like this. Push it out. Suck it in. And I know it looks a bit like a bullfrog there, but you really got to breathe into the belly, into the diaphragm. It gives us a massive amount of stretch here, but it also teaches us to use the stomach muscles which support the back. Okay, the same will be applying here. I will ask you to do the same thing. So you'll breathe in and you'll push the belly out as much as you can, suck it in as much as you can. But I'll also ask you to do your movement from your hips. So your movement from your hips is tighten the belly, tuck the pelvis under, inward breath, outward breath, round the back. Look towards the toes, keep your legs slightly bent. As long as you keep a good focus on the belly, that slight tilt of the pelvis in and out, and the slight rounding of the shoulders forward and back or mimic what we're doing on the floor. Not quite as effective, but it is effective in a sense. You will get a nice connection through the stomach, you will get some stretch through the back, you will get some relief through the shoulders. So it's worth doing, particularly if in the office. You know, if you do feel a bit tired in the back and shoulders, get yourself outside, maybe in the corridor, to go to the toilet. Just a few deep breaths like that can really help. Okay, let's get ourselves onto our last positions then, on all fours ideally, but if you're standing, you're standing. Okay, take a big breath in, suck the belly in, around the back. Outward breath, just drop the belly and lift the pelvis. Okay, try to breathe in and out through your nose. Okay, good. As you're breathing in and out through your nose, remember, try to make that belly as big as you can, as strong as you can. Okay, let's go. Another 5 breaths. Another 4 breaths. Another 3. Another 2. And final 1. And finally then, when you're ready, I'm going to say just take yourself into a standing position. We're going to go back to this rain exercise. We've got another couple of minutes. So let's just go back to the rain exercise. So imagine, yeah, you're about to go to that meeting, or maybe you are about to go to work. I've got another meeting. And let's just do the steps, RAIN. And let's see whether what we've done has affected us. Maybe it's changed the way we feel already. Okay, so ask that question, how am I feeling? Let's recognize how we're feeling. And that's nice. You feel that. It's changed. Feels, yeah, feels easier. Actually, if you'd say, do I feel stressed? No, I don't feel it there at all now. Feel it a little bit here, maybe. Still a little bit of stress, but it's changed, it's moved. That's nice. Great. Then bring ourselves to the A. Allow all that feeling to be. Accept it. Allow it. Yeah, I can feel it there. It feels okay. It feels good to have it there. And I investigate the feeling. Well, as I said, it's moved. Yeah. It feels almost like a bit of excitement. It's like warm, energetic. I can feel it moving. Just investigate how you actually feel, what that experience is. And then the N. Notice the feeling passing. Notice the change. Well, that was quite easy for me to do. I straight away noticed the change. But even as I was speaking, that feeling went from feeling stressed, feeling a bit excited. So I don't want to overrun here, so let's wrap this up. But the idea with this is that through a small practice like this, we've got a big meeting coming up, doing a rain exercise mixed with yoga, mindfulness and yoga, you have this perfect blend that can really change the experience physically and emotionally. And I hope that that is helpful to you. And I hope you feel good too. Namaste and have a great day.
John, that was an absolutely fantastic session. Again, really helpful and practical. And I know that those exercises do work. So, I encourage everybody to practice. And as ever with, the techniques that we share on this broadcast, the more that you practice, the more benefit you will experience from them. So little and often is always my tip. And next week, I'm going to be joined by the amazing Nuthan Mandar, and she is broadcasting live to us from Kerala in India. And she's a great mindfulness practitioner in Ayurvedic mindfulness. And during this period of lockdown, we've all been deprived often of this sense of touch. And Nuthan is going to be exploring with us how you can enhance that yourself, by just being comfortable in terms of feeling your own sense of touch. So this is a new experience for me, and I can't wait to see what Nuthan has devised for us. It's a special program that she's putting together for PPMA members. So I look forward to welcome, and it's also Nuthan's birthday. So special thanks to Nuthan for giving up her birthday time for us and broadcasting in. So I look forward to seeing those of you who will be joining me tomorrow at 7:45. Wishing you well, sending love and friendship to you all, friends out there in the world of PPMA and beyond. Have a great day, whatever you've got planned, and I look forward to seeing you again at a future broadcast. Thank you all very much for joining us, and a huge thanks once again to the amazing John Earls. Thank you.